Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabriela Catano and this is CATANO GLAM English. For today's video, as you can tell from the title, I'm going to be doing a first impressions and a full review and try on for the new Urban Decay Naked Ultraviolet palette. I have mixed feelings on Urban Decay's Naked series. Some of them I love the pigment, and then some of the first ones I don't really like the pigment, so I'm really excited to see what this one is all about. If you're interested, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post. It's usually once a week on Wednesdays. Si quieren ver este mismo video o cualquier otro de mis videos en español, pues visiten mi otro canal, CATANO GLAM. Alright, let's get into this review. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the packaging, the pricing, and everything that has to do with the actual palette, and we will get to the actual application of the colors in a little bit. If you guys don't really care about the beginning part and you just want to see how the actual eyeshadows look, then go ahead and click the description box, open it up, and you can follow the timestamp. So the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. It has a really beautiful marble effect on the outside part of the actual palette, which I think is so beautiful. Obviously, the main color of this palette is purple, and they wrote, "Move over millennial pink, purple's the new hue," in the little postcard that they sent over with all the information. And I love it because Urban Decay really is all about purple. If you guys notice, their branding, their logo, everything is honestly all about purple. So I love that they finally came out with a palette to showcase that. All of the beautiful colors that are in here are absolutely stunning. I think that they're really interesting for summer. To me, this looks a little dark for the summer. I think I'd go more for like these tones. But they have a mixture of matte versus shimmer, and then some have a little bit of a more glittery texture. And by the way, this palette is $49.99, which I think is a great price compared to all of their other products on their website. It's definitely not drugstore pricing, but for Urban Decay, it's pretty much the same price as all their other palettes, or at least really similar. So $49.99 is not bad. I also wanted to point out that, like their other Naked palettes, it also comes with a mirror, and I always find lots of value when palettes come with a mirror. I decided to swatch the shade Mind Slip, VR, and Warning. One matte, one shimmer, and one a little bit more glittery. And I think that they all swatched pretty well with good pigment, so I'm excited to see how it looks on my eyes. Of course, I zoomed you guys in because we really gotta get into this makeup. So what better primer to use than Urban Decay's very own eyeshadow primer portion. This is the original shade, so it doesn't really have any color, and that way we can really see the pigment on this eyeshadow. I'm gonna set it using a quick translucent setting powder, just a little bit, not too much, just so that it's not so sticky and we can really see how blendable the shades are. What I also love about this palette and all other Urban Decay Naked palettes,
I don't know if the other ones that aren't naked, like in the Naked line, have this,
but the Naked ones do, is that it comes with its own duo or double-ended side brush. I think that that is something that definitely adds value to this, because you guys already have two brushes that you can work with if you don't have a lot of brushes at home. And I'm gonna compare it to the brush that came in the Naked Cherry palette, and it's pretty much the same brush, guys, so also keep that in mind. If you already have a lot of the Naked palettes, then maybe this doesn't add a lot of value to you. But if you love the brush, now you have another one, and you can definitely play around with them and using different colors and not have to use the same brush for everything. So I am going to start off with a Morphe M433 just because I really want the first shade to be really blown out. And this brush is completely clean. It is free of any other product because I really want to see what the pigment looks like. I'm going to go in with the shade Optimized. So there is a lot of fallout with this, just so you guys know. I'm applying this shade right into the crease. And it doesn't really bother me that there's a lot of fallout, but I do want you guys to know, especially for people like me that have their face makeup on already, it's important to make sure you take off the excess, and kind of, if it's your own palette, you're not sharing with anyone, you can just kind of blow every single time that you go and dip your brush into here, just to prevent it from blending in with any of the other shades. But it has really good pigment. I mean, look at how easy I got that beautiful wash of lavender. Oh my god, I like it so far. I'm going in with the shade Euphoric, and I am going to use the Urban Decay brush that comes with it. This one didn't have as much fallout, but I still like to dust off the excess. So we're gonna focus this directly onto the crease. We're not gonna be doing little circles from side to side. We want it to really, really carve out that crease. So make sure that you put it right into the hollowness between your eyeball and your eyebrow bone. So this shade, I feel like it doesn't have as much pigment as Optimized. I think Optimized pretty much looks like almost the same color, just blown out. I don't know. I mean, this one looks a little darker than this one in person. I don't know if on camera it translates, but Euphoric, I definitely already had to dip into this a third time. I am doing a halo eye, so I'm going from the inside to the outside and then from the outside to the inside, making sure I cover the entire spectrum of my crease. Before I go in with another shade, I'm going back with the first brush that I used that just had a little bit of residue, and I'm just going like this back and forth, making sure it's really blended out. I'm kind of blending it to the sides. It is pretty easy to blend, I will say that. Oh my gosh, I'm like a little nervous. I haven't done a full colored eye look in such a long time on my channel. I'm like, I don't know, I'm kind of nervous, but I'm taking a way smaller Morphe brush this time, E17. I am gonna apply this shade, I think it's Purple Dust, and it is like a darker purple, almost black purple, but it has a lot of glittery sort of aspects to it, so I'm excited to see how it looks. This also doesn't have a lot of fallout, and since it's a halo eye, I'm gonna begin by kind of stamping this on the outside of the eyelid a little bit, making sure I'm lower than the actual crease. It's not crazy pigmented, which I guess in a way is good because I didn't want it to be like black. I didn't want it to be so dark. But at the same time, I'm not really seeing that glittery effect that I see on the pan. I don't know, we'll play with it. We'll keep it going and see what it looks like towards the end. I'm also gonna apply it on the inner corner. Again, remember halo eye, you want the outer corner and the inner corner to be darker than the rest of the eye. All right, you see, I kind of liked it like that. I feel like the inner corner actually got really dark, so I'm gonna have to go quickly in with a little bit of powder just to dust that off because I don't want it to set on my skin. So I want to take whatever was left on the brush that I used for the second color and just carefully blend a little bit back and forth along the crease to make sure that that darker purple like doesn't just have a harsh line. So I'm gonna take a concealer really quick. I'm using the Dermablend concealer, and I'm gonna quickly do a little cut crease, halo eye situation. I'm just blending out the edges just to make sure that that line doesn't stay really like marcada. How would I say that? Really apparent. We're gonna take the Sigma Cream Color E58 brush. So I was having a super tough time picking between these two shades because they are so gorgeous. Honestly, I don't know which one I want. I think I'm gonna go with both, probably Lucid first and then VR on top just to get that really glittery aspect. So, amazing. Oh my god. So it has pretty good pigment. The way I'm putting it on is like stamping and gliding. I'm not going side to side or blending it in any way. I'm kind of just stamping, picking it up, stamping, picking it up. I'm just doing it quickly. It looks really, really pretty, guys. But I'm also gonna take that darker purple shade and just go ahead and stamp a little bit on the outer edge of that minty color because I feel like we lost this a little bit. And with my finger, I'm gonna take VR. Wow. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Definitely more glittery than all the other shades I've used. And of course, glitter naturally falls on the skin sometimes. So real quick, I'm just dusting it off. So I actually think I wanna add a little bit of Lucid to my inner corner. That's gonna be like my inner corner highlight and a little extra pop of color. And I'm gonna take this with the Urban Decay brush, dust off the excess of course, and begin to apply under here. I'm gonna focus it mostly on the outer and inner corners, and in the middle I'm gonna try to put a different color. So using the smaller brush really helps prevent fallout. I feel like I don't have any fallout, and remember that I am dusting off the excess every single time I pick up color. I'm taking a super thin angled brush and I'm gonna use that shade Purple Dust again. And again, I'm gonna focus this on the outside as close to the lash line as possible, kind of leaving a space in the middle and almost trying to connect this outer part right here. And then just slightly right in the inner corner. So I'm gonna take the Naked Cherry brush and I'm gonna wet it just a tad because I want to put a little bit of that glitter and focus it right in the middle. Wow, is all I gotta say. That is about it for the eyeshadow portion. I'm gonna pop on some lashes off camera real quick and I will be back to give you my final thoughts on this palette. On the Boss Babe Fifi lashes. I love this style. I think it looks great with the eyeshadow. I wanted something that was light and fluffy so that you could really see the eyeshadow still. I didn't want something too heavy. And for the lips, I used 2 of the Low Hi-Fi Shine lip glosses from Urban Decay. This one is in the shade Candy Flip and this one is in the shade SPL. So I'm obsessed with the finished results. I think that the whole makeup looks gorgeous, very holographic, very purpley. It does have that sort of like pastel colored vibe, but I did want to rate this palette. So the first thing we're going to talk about on a scale of 1 to 10, for color payoff, I would rate this definitely a 9 because I think that the colors look really amazing. We saw how different and versatile this little blue minty color is that I have here because I also put it here. Some were more pigmented than others, but I feel like it's always going to be like that with any palette that you use. On a scale of 1 to 10 for fallout, I definitely rate it like an 8 because since there are different textures in this palette like we talked about, some of the shadow you guys saw was like a crazy amount of fallout and then some didn't have a lot of fallout, but then we still got some on our face. I don't know. So definitely there is fallout, but because of the color payoff, I feel like I could deal with it and just have a handy brush with some powder to wipe it off or do my eyeshadow before my face makeup. But as far as whether or not it's blendable on a scale to 1 to 10, I would say a 10. You guys saw how easy and smoothly these shadows applied. They were so blendable. Just a reminder that this video is not sponsored by Urban Decay, although they did send it to me in PR. They never asked me to post with it or anything. I literally just wanted to do on my own. So whatever I'm thinking, I swear is like what I'm thinking, guys. You know, they didn't ask me for these ratings. On whether or not it's a good price point or if it's too expensive or too inexpensive, I think it's a 7 because it is a little bit pricier. It's $49.99, but I don't want to rate it any higher than a 7 because it also is like basically the same price as all of Urban Decay's palettes too. So what did you expect? This is not a drugstore brand, so obviously you're not going to get drugstore prices. Overall, I would give this definitely a rating of like a 9 or a 9.5. The only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 is because I haven't used every single shade. So hopefully I'm gonna get some use out of this. I will play with it. Follow me on my Instagram accounts, Gabriella Catano and CATANO GLAM, to see how else I play with this palette, what else I come up with, because there are so many colors here. Although it's mostly focused on purple, we do have some peaches, we do have some darker shades in there. So I'm excited to see what else I can create this summer using this palette. If you guys like this video, please go ahead and leave it a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section down below, share it with a friend, share it with someone that either just bought the palette to give them a little idea or with somebody that was thinking about buying it. Remember to subscribe if you are not yet subscribed to my channel. I do try my hardest to post about once a week. Make sure you also turn on your notification bell so you get notified when I do post on here. But again, follow me on my social media that I mentioned before. It's also linked in the description box because I do post on Instagram way more often than on YouTube. All right, guys, until next time.